Speaking of progress, Stan Lee has progressed off of the mortal realm. His mission accomplished. Was he 94 years old? 95. Yeah. What a life!
Did you meet him?
I met him, but it was like I met him in a line.
Right, at Comic-Con or something?
Yeah. You weren't there for that? No. Okay. Yeah, that was a Rick and Morty thing. It was me and Justin we went to Kamikaze, Stan Lee's Kamikaze, and he signed a thing, and it wasn't really like come party with Stan Lee. But
Were you a fan of the DC stuff or?
I don't really care about that stuff like at all anymore. I'm tired, but it's objectively notable that Stan Lee was obviously. Wow, what a life! It's just sort of interesting to not only is it we have him to thank for a bunch of shit that we've been talking about for the last 25 years alone. But the idea of living a life so complete that in your way past your 80th year, which if I make it past 80, I'm going to be like, I just imagine myself, all I'll be doing is, it will be all pharmaceutical based and like paperwork and like getting sued or whatever you do past 80. They're just fighting for the right to just sort of squat on terra firma. But in his he got to watch the thing that in your biopic usually just has to happen in that like one paragraph after the person that the biopic's about dies. Charlie Chaplin goes away, and then the paragraph says, and he now today he's taught in universities and blah 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 blah. And you always have that feeling of, oh, that's a little sad. I wish Picasso or so and so could have been there for that part. It was kind of neat. He got to. Pretty sure he left after the credits of his biopic. He's probably like, you know what? If I stick around for 10 more minutes, like something awful is gonna happen. He really nailed that landing.
You don't think he was murdered?
Well, there's a little. There was right at the end there. Wasn't there a weird fracas, kind of something about him suing his manager or somebody? So there was some kind of
nurse.
I don't know.
Or nurse or something. I hope it was a legitimate.
Wait, so he was suing his nurse and then he just conveniently dies?
Well,
I
don't even.
Reported here first. Harmontown exclusive scoop. I heard that he didn't really do any of the comics or Fantastic Four or like any of the comics he got known for until he was like 40 years old. So like it's not just like,
there you go.
He was like an intrepid young cartoon. He was like a 40-year-old man, and then his life started.
Yeah, I was. That's good. I'm glad you pointed that out. Because it's like, what can we learn from people? Because it's like otherwise the message becomes as bland as like, oh, I hope I get to do stuff. That must have been nice for him,
right?
But yeah, I a lot of people email me, or hopefully a lot of people don't have my email, but Tumblr messages and
most
whatever, people that slide into my DMs or what, like people. There's a theme among the things that people ask me called "Am I too old to try to start doing what you're doing? If I've been up until now a plumber or an exterminator or a bicycle thief." And of course, we know that fashionably you're supposed to say absolutely not. You're never too old. But I actually believe that you have to start when you're 20. No, I'm kidding. No, I truly believe it's so important to keep that in mind. And it's such a great example because he was basically. It's like, hey, guess what? The TV writing business got sued for it, and I don't know if they even cleaned up their act. There's ageism. Like in existing industries, these existing channels, let the kids ask, how do I do it? How did they do it yesterday? But the blessing and curse of maybe feeling like you're too long in the tooth to strike out and do something is that you almost got no choice but to, carve out your own niche. Like, but absolutely. I mean, it's just like he's not known for that. It's not like his eulogy on
Right.
ABC News today is going to be known as the late starter,
The late
Stanley Brown. But yeah, I mean, it probably was a huge factor in his life that he had to think about all the time from 32 to 40. You know, like, what the fuck am I doing? How many times do you think he maybe thought, why am I drawing sequential pictures of a guy climbing a wall? This is never, I gotta stop this. This is not gonna go anywhere.
Other than the wall.